Hello everyone and welcome to Long's Toys. Today I have a Doubutsu Sentai Zyuohger review for you. This is Fighting Action Robo JyuoKing. So as you can see here, it's really just like a really hyper-posable action figure of JyuoKing. Now I know that there are like mini-plaws going around, which are kind of like you buy a couple boxes of sets of little models and you put them together and they make like a really nice posable JyuoKing. It's just kind of more work than I really wanted to put into it. And I kind of just like picking up the Fighting Action Robo when I can. I did have one for sure, Kenjin, as well, and he was pretty good. So we're going to pop this guy out of the packaging here, and we'll take a closer look. Alright, so taking a look at JyuoKing out of the packaging here. I think they did a really nice job with the paint. I think it looks really good. The detail here and the kind of the shin area for the lion cube, I think looks really good. You can see the shark face is kind of here on the crotch plate, which you can flip up. So if you want to do like high kicking or sitting poses, you certainly can. I'll try to zoom in and take a look at the face. It's kind of hard to see because it's sunken back a little bit into the head. But it's nice silver with some green eyes. I think that looks pretty good. Just for a quick size comparison, I'm going to go ahead and pop up. I happen to have a deluxe transformer handy, so it's a little bit shorter than like a deluxe Combiner Wars figure. Just for a quick comparison there. Like I said, I think the paint on the front looks great. There's not really any paint on the back, but I mean, that's kind of typical for, you know, deluxe. I mean, like I said, to me, this is kind of the same thing as like a Power Ranger $10 action figure. I got this thing on CS Toys, and I think it was either $10 or $12. I can't remember exactly. I think it was like $10, $12. So to me, it's kind of in the same vein as like a Power Ranger action figure, about the same price. And I think that's pretty standard to have, you know, really nice detailing on the front and then not really much on the back. I mean, it makes sense. But yeah, articulation-wise, head is on a ball joint, so you can move all around there. You have a ball joint in the shoulder. Now, you can move these shoulder pads up and down so that if you can get full range of motion, it doesn't really get in the way, which I appreciate. There's also a bicep swivel, and then there's a little bit more than 90 degrees in the elbow, but that's it. There's nothing in the wrists. That's one solid piece. But it doesn't really. I mean, since you have the bicep swivel, you really can get any kind of direction you want out of it. You don't really miss a wrist swivel. You do have swivel here in the abdomen, right at the waist. Like I said, you can lift this up if you'd like to get some, you know, so the skirt here doesn't hinder anything. You have a ball joint in the hip. Then you have a thigh swivel where the red meets the blue. Then you have over 90 degrees. Really like 120 degrees for the knee, and then you have a ball joint in the foot, as you can see right there. So, I mean, it's really all the articulation you'd need. I definitely think it's a lot of articulation. The figure looks great, and you can really get some good poses out of him. I'm not great at posing figures. I just kind of never have been. He also has a little hole here in the back. So if you'd like to peg him onto something like a Tamashii stage or something like that, you know, you could get some kind of like jumping or, you know, some kind of crazy pose. I don't know, just to guess. Like if he was jumping up, something like that, you know. You have that little hole there so you could peg him into a stand, which is nice. He does come with one accessory, this really long sword. It's very simple, just pegs into either one of his hands. No big deal there. But I think it looks great. I really appreciate how long it is because the sword that came with the original, or I should say the deluxe JyuoKing, is kind of short. But it makes sense because it has to, you know, store inside the cylindrical king sword or whatever they call that. The piece with the head on it that fits down in the middle of all the cubes. So with this, they really are free to make it as long as they want. And I do think it looks pretty good. So I think this guy's great. I really like the amount of articulation he has. I think he's a good size. He really would fit in with like any of your Power Ranger Megazord action figures. They really are the same size, so would fit in perfectly with that. I love the amount of paint and detail he's got here on the front. I don't really have any complaints. I think he looks really good. I just really wanted a nice representation because I really like the mecha on the show, and with the deluxe being cube themed, that theme doesn't really lend itself to articulation, so you know, as many of you know, the deluxe JyuoKing has kind of the big blocks, and there's obviously no leg movement, so it's really fun to just get a nice, quick, cheap version of this character that you can really display and have some fun with. So I love it. Like I said, I really have nothing to complain about. I think this guy looks fantastic. But let me know what you think in the comments below. I'd love to hear your opinions, so please like and share this video. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I hope you've enjoyed this look at Fighting Action Robo JyuoKing from Doubutsu Sentai Zyuohger, and thanks for watching.